In today's video, we're painting an atmospheric Edinburgh cityscape using a limited watercolor palette and the power of suggested detail. I'll show you how to build depth, architecture, and evening light without getting lost in every window and rooftop. Let's get started. Today's demonstration, I'm working on a cityscape of Edinburgh, Scotland. You've got to say Edinburgh. If you say Edinburgh, everyone's going to look at you like they want to kill you. Sorry, I'm full of jokes this morning. I started this painting in my advanced watercolor class, or watercolor again is what I call it, in Durham, using just a few colors. I was using brilliant orange. I did a transition, a little bit of imperial purple and yellow ochre. And so I did my sky wash first. I went from a brilliant orange to yellow ochre back to brilliant orange at the bottom where the trees are. And then when that was 1,000% dry, I came into here and I started to do a wash with more imperial purple and the orange, because yellow at that point in time isn't going to do much to darken things down. I'll just gray things down. And I just did a bunch of geometric shapes. Now what I'm doing is I'm coming into here for the third wash. So I'm coming in and starting to do all the details. So I'm skipping back and forth between sections. When one section's wet, I turn it around and work on another section. I'm working on the trees right now. You can see I've got my 2-inch washers, help keep the paper flat. This is bow hung paper I'm working on. This is relatively new to me. I like this paper. It's got some interesting texture. The granulation really shows up, but it does warp quite a bit. So when I'm working flat, I use these 2-inch washers. I put them on top of the paper. It helps to keep the paper flat so I don't get big puddles, because that's what causes the paper to warp so much. And I'm working on the trees, and I'm just dropping in a lot of different colors, just spattering. When you're working with trees, you don't want to create some sort of symmetry. You want it to be asymmetrical. So I have a tendency just to spatter paint on top of it, throw a little bit of water on top of that because it's not so planned. And I realized how unfortunate the sky was a little bit too light. So I came back in here with some of the brilliant orange, trying not to get streaks. It's easier said than done. I'm painting flat right now, which might have been a mistake. As I'm drying this now, I've got a little bit of a streak from the dirty water at the bottom where the water was, where I lightened it. And so what I decided to do was now darken down the whole sky because I want to make the buildings pop out. I'm starting at the bottom of the sky, working my way up towards the top of the paper. And I'm working at an angle, so gravity does all this work for me. And it's going to push all the pigment downhill. That also helps to prevent water blossoms because gravity is going to keep the water even until I get to the top of the paper. And then once everything looks relatively dry or dry enough, I can put down, lay it flat. And I got to clean up on all four because water was going underneath the paper, which will form water blossoms. And I'm drying it now, getting 1,000% dry. Now I did get a big streak on the left-hand side, and that's going to drive me absolutely bonkers. So now I have to fix it. So I'm drying everything again 1,000%. Not just 10%, not 100%, 1,000%. And I'm going to wet that section where I want to fix. And then I'm going to come into here and I'm going to drop some of that color into the wet section, but not too close to the edges because I don't want to get hard edges. And I'm going to let that slowly spread out a little bit. Try to hide that line. This is a great way to fix watercolors, but you don't want to mess with things too much. And it wasn't perfect. I'm going to do it again. Just a little bit of color, let it spread out. It's going to give you soft edges because you're putting the color in the middle of the wet areas as opposed to the edge. And then I think I got this fixed. So here's the final painting. Thanks for watching. This Edinburgh scene came together through simple shapes, controlled values, and a restrained palette, letting suggestion create more impact than tight detail. Keep experimenting with limited colors, simplify your marks, and let your viewer's eye fill in the story. And if you enjoyed this content, please hit subscribe. If you're interested in all the materials used in this painting, check out the YouTube description below. Thank you for watching, and happy painting.